a blessed Wednesday evening to you all. Yours truly, Sharm Suspina, here to bring you PTV News Now and tops on our stories tonight. The country's top cop says a marked improvement in peace and order has obtained in the first week and a half of this year. Since New Year's Day to Valentine's Day, overall crime has slid over a 0.25% drop in focus crimes for the same 6 weeks period last year. Even more noteworthy, rape posted the biggest dip among all focus, with nearly a 51% slash in cases from 1,261 recorded incidents in early 2024 to 623 this year. Year-on-year figures also show a close to 7.5% plunge, with over 41,000 documented incidents in 2024, as opposed to over 38,500 this year. Marbil credited such success in part to adopting and broadening digitization of procedures in crime detection and response. He also cited tapping social media as a key and inexpensive tool for detection, deterrence, and resolution of felonies and misdemeanors. Marbil praised responsible netizens and urged them to speak out or say something when they see something. And turning to news overseas, POTUS Donald Trump vows to end the war between Russia and Ukraine, which enters its fourth year Tuesday next week. And the talks kicked off yesterday. The Kingdom of Saudi, an avowed neutral partner, but with the elephant not in the room, Ukraine. VOA White House correspondent Anita Powell dwells on this parallel track diplomacy of speaking separately with opposites as key in ending the conflict.
The negotiating table to end the brutal war in Ukraine was set as officials from Washington and Moscow, but not Kyiv, sat down Tuesday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to hash out Ukraine's future. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the two sides agreed broadly on embassy staffing and on creating a high-level team for peace talks. At his estate in the U.S. state of Florida, President Donald Trump expressed optimism and batted away criticism that Ukraine should have been invited.
I think I have the power to end this war, and I think it's going very well. But today I heard, oh, well, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal.
Trump also noted that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's approval ratings have fallen from their sky-high levels at the start of the conflict and hinted at a negotiating condition.
When they want a seat at the table, you could say the people have to, wouldn't the people of Ukraine have to say, like, you know, it's been a long time since we've had an election. That's not a Russia thing. That's something coming from me and coming from many other countries also.
In the Turkish capital of Ankara, Zelensky lobbied to be included in all talks, alongside partners like the European Union and Turkey.
I am convinced that for Ukraine and for our region, for Europe, it is critical that any negotiations to end the war are not happening behind the backs of the key parties affected by the Russian aggression.
Russia's foreign minister dismissed the idea of enlarging the table.
The
European philosophy hasn't gone anywhere, so I don't know what they should do at the negotiating table. If they are going to whistle out some cunning ideas about freezing the conflict while actually intending, as is their custom, nature and habit, to continue the war, then why should we invite them at all?
Analysts say they see some logic to that, with Kyiv and Moscow so far apart.
There's a little bit of overwroughtness about how the Ukrainians are being cut out from Riyadh and so forth. It's just the situation is not entirely clear, but a parallel track diplomacy is not optimal, but not necessarily terrible, considering how far apart the sides actually are.
Trump has spoken openly about some of his terms, which some analysts question.
The one criticism that I would levy at the Trump administration is that I think it has given away too much, even before any serious discussions have taken place, saying no U.S. boots on the ground, no NATO membership. This is all putting the cart before the horse, because we need to get a deal to stop the killing.
Rubio said talks would continue, but didn't say whether the next round would include Ukraine. Anita Powell, VOA News, Washington.
At this moment, let's pay attention to my colleague in PTV's Baguio City studios for what's hot and happening in the Cordilleras. Audrey?
Naimbag Arabi, Pilipinas, binisita ni Department of the Interior and Local Government Secretary John Vic Remulla, Baguio City, kan Benguet. Nakitaripnong da kada Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong kan Benguet Governor Melchor Diclas. Tinalantan dati seguridad akasapulan ti Baguio City kan Benguet saknan iti Disaster Risk Reduction Preparedness, LGU Operations kan da dumapay. Impaksa ni Mayor Magalong tinabayagan at tarigagay ti Baguio City akanayunan alugan para iti tunggal opisina ang maaramat iti trabaho. Tarigagay mati Benguet Governor Melchor Diclas ang mapatgan ti kidawda para iti probinsya kalpasan ti panakisarita ti sekretary kadagiti mayor iti probinsya. Impasigurado ti sekretary nga ipaayda dagiti kidaw ti Baguio kan Benguet LGU iti kabiitan a panawan.
My point of concern really was to know the local matters which the national government has ignored for a long time and to bring that service here on a personal basis. So I'm here to assure him that once I get back, I will immediately put it into action para magkaroon na kagad yan.
Daduma pay adamag na papigsa nga information education saknan iti panangliklik iti dengue ti patpatungpal ti DOH Cordillera kalpasan na nailista ti panagadumanan ti kaso idilang Enero itaatawan. Iti datos ti ahensya na ilista ti agarupli magasot a kaso ti dengue virus idi napalabas a bulan. Nailista ti kaaduan a kaso iti Baguio City kan Benguet bayat akabasitan iti Abra kan Ifugao. May sama ti pimusay iti Baguio City gapo iti dengue. Talupulokot upat a barangay ti adan iti clustering ti dengue cases. Nupay kasat ti pakabuklan, bimaba ti kaso no idilig iti datos ti ahensya idi napalabas sa tawan iti kapada a bulan. Ibalbalakad ti DOH man ti umno a panaglinis iti aglawlaw, at daman wenno awan ti tudo tapno maliklikan ti panagitlog dagiti lamok. Nasken mati madagdagos a koordinasyon ti LGU kan dadumapay nga opisina iti DOH iti kanito nga umadado ti kaso ti dengue iti lugar da tapno maglapdan a dagus.
Yung nag-iipon tayo ng mga tubig sa loob-loob, nakakalimutan na rin natin na maglinis sa ating mga drums, palitan yung ating mga drums sana weekly, yung ating mga naiipon na tubig sa ating mga paligid, sa ating mga surroundings. Pwede rin kasi yun.
Dagiti damdamag manipod iti PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Audrey Villena, na Imbag Arabi.
Many thanks, Audrey, and that's all she wrote for tonight. Join us anew tomorrow for another set of breaking stories at the hour here at home and away. And always keep it here for news you can count on, news you can trust. Sharms Espina here, wishing you all a restful night ahead, and thank you for watching PTV News Now.